Hello students, welcome to the 8th session of the 6th unit of mass transfer course on drying operation. So in the last class we studied about the rotary dryer to know its construction and working principles, types, advantages, disadvantages and applications. So today let us talk about the drum dryer. Um, we are in the same way taking up its construction, working details, advantages, disadvantages and applications. A drum dryer consists of one or more hollow metal rolls that are heated internally by steam and rotates at about 1 to 10 rpm. So this is the main part of a drum dryer. It is a cylindrical drum rotating at about 1 to 10 rpm, and it can be made such that it can be internally heated by steam. The rolls are usually 0.6 to 3.5 mm in diameter and zero point 0.6 to 5 meters in length. So that is the dimensions recommended for constructing the drum. The drum will be always submerged. It will be submerged in a pool of solution of or slurry that is contained in a trough. So there is a trough into which the drum dips or gets submerged when it passes during its course of rotation. So the trough usually contains the slurry or the solution which is to be dried. For an agitation purpose, the trough also incorporates a suitable agitator, so which prevents the settling of solids in the mass of solution or slurry taken in the trough. So these are the important parts, and we also have a spreader on the rising side of the drum to maintain a certain thickness of material picked up by the drum as it passes up in this direction. So when it reaches the other end, it comes across a knife so that scraps of the material from the drum surface, and the material from here gets scrapped off and taken out as the product. So after this, the drum surface is again free to take up more feed. So again it gets dipped in the slurry, whereby it again picks up a thin film of slurry onto its surface. So when it comes to this position, then due to transfer of heat from the internally circulated steam through the metal drum, the material gets dried by the evaporation of moisture. The moisture evaporated will go out of the dryer from the top through this vapor hood. The drum dryers are usually made of cast iron, but where contamination of the product must be avoided, as in case of pharmaceuticals or food products, chromium plated steel or alloy is used as a material of construction. So since the material is coming into contact with the outer surface of the drum, so we need to carefully select the material of construction for the drum. So that is because in some cases like medicinal products or food products are supposed to be dried with a rotary dryer, the contamination is likely to occur, and that can be avoided by having the construction of the drum done with chromium plated steel or alloy steel. The capacity of the drum dryers is less compared to that of spray dryer, but their operating cost is low. A slowly revolving internally stimulated rotary drum continuously dips into the trough and picks up the feed, which it retains on the drum surface as a thin film. So this is how a rotary drum dryer works. So the rotating drum continuously dips into the trough that contains the slurry. So when it dips like that, it picks up the material onto its surface, which gets retained on the surface as a thin film. The thickness of this film of material is regulated by means of a spreader. Okay, this spreader decides the thickness of the film that will be carried in the upper direction. So you by adjusting the position of this spreader, you can either reduce or increase the thickness of the film. So during the course of revolution of the drum, the material is dried due to heat transfer from the condensing steam through the metal wall of the drum and the large surface area. So this is how the drying of material present on the drum as a thin film takes place due to heat transfer from the steam circulated inside the drum. The material gets dried by the evaporation of moisture, and by the time the drum comes to the opposite end, all the moisture is evaporated. Then the dried product will be cut off or scraped off from the surface by this knife. Okay, the moisture evaporated will go out through the vapor hood, and the dried product will be taken out from this side. So after the knife scraps the surface becomes again free to accumulate the material to be dried. So then again, when it dips into the slurry, a certain film of the material gets stuck to the outer surface of the drum, and again the drying takes place continuously. So coming to the applications of rotary dryer, that is drum dryer. So rotary drum dryers are suitable for handling fluid and semi-fluid materials like solutions, slurries, pastes of solids in fine suspension, dilute and concentrated solutions of highly soluble materials. Okay, so these units are not suited for solutions of salts with limited solubility and for slurries of abrasive solids that have a tendency to settle out. So cylindrical dryers are drum dryers which are commonly employed for drying of a material in the continuous sheet form such as paper and cloth. So this is a modified form of a rotary dryer, so which is made suitable to handle the material in the continuous sheet form like paper and cloth. So as a result, these are used in paper and textile industries. The wet material is fed continuously over the revolving drum, and a series of such drums are internally heated by steam. So some of the pics showing you actual view of a rotary dryer. This is the cylinder dryer. What I meant. So you can see the continuous sheet of paper is getting dried onto the part of a drum dryer. In paper industry, the paper is dried on a dash dryer. The options: tunnel dryer, heated cylinder dryer, conveyor dryer, festoon dryer. So just now we learned that it is a cylinder dryer that is employed in paper industry. So option B is the right answer. Refractory bricks are usually dried in a tray dryer, tunnel dryer, conveyor dryer, festoon dryer. So the answer for this is tunnel dryer. Dryer widely used for textile, that is in textile industry, is festoon dryer, cylinder dryer, conveyor dryer, tunnel dryer. So again the option is B, cylinder dryer. Which is the controlling factor for a drum dryer? Diffusion, heat transfer, both A and B, neither A nor B. So it is diffusion as well as the heat transfer that controls the functioning of a drum dryer. Paper industry employs a dash dryer, cylinder dryer, rotary dryer, spray dryer, fluidized bed dryer. So again the option is option A, cylinder dryer. Dash dryers are suitable for handling fluid and semi-fluid materials such as solutions, slurries, pastes of solids in fine suspension and dilute and concentrated solutions of highly soluble materials. Is it tray dryers? Is it rotary? Is it tunnel? Is it drum? Of course, it's a drum dryer that are suitable for handling fluid and semi-fluid materials.